My name is Dr. Nina Grishina. I am a scientist, risk manager, and consultant. I research a problem of financial decision-making under risk and uncertainty in Saratov State University. I also teach my author course devoted to risk management for entities and consult regional government in strategic planning and risk management. That is why I know how difficult it is to build up a dialogue between scientists, entrepreneurs, and officials. What prevents effective interactions? What helps us to overcome these obstacles? And why do we need this dialogue itself? Let me start with the first question. My proposal that all of us suffer from stereotypical thinking towards other people. That is why some people may feel positive or negative identity with some social or professional groups. It's connected not only with money or prosperity, but also with moral resources like status or prestigious. I'm talking here about cognitive approach to these kinds of stereotypes, which supposing oversimplification, even distortion of reality. To be fair, some specific features of group can be true. The thing is how it influences our judgments towards other people. Does this help us to communicate effectively with each other or not? What Russian scientist looks like as a person? You may imagine some strange and funny and a bit crazy man who is fully absorbed with his research problem. One day I became a witness of a very funny story when I was waiting for my PhD supervisor in math department. Two researchers were discussing their current work problem in the room. In the same room there were several workers who were fixing something or so. And these workers were extremely surprised to know that some function in non-convex and non-polynomial problem is very beautiful. What? They have never heard even such words. I'm not talking here about mathematical meaning of this problem and function. Shortly speaking, most people think that scientists working at the problem which has restricted connection with the real world tasks. That is why government and industry in our country invite specialists and analysts who are not from scientific world. In spite of the fact that sometimes such specialists has a very questionable reputation and status. And this is also our mental bias. Most researchers are good in practice as well. Generally speaking, there are two types of research, fundamental and applied. Fundamental research has no purpose to help you in your daily life. It's tasked to move our human development forward, and then this gives us an opportunity to improve our life after we finish fundamental search. Entrepreneurs. What does Russian entrepreneurs look like as a person? The most respondents are convinced that business and moral are incompatible, cannot stay together. In addition, the quarter of sample suppose they believe that fair business in Russia is not possible at all. The business is overall guilty in front of society in advance for richness, for success, for prosperity. In our mind, an entrepreneur is someone who always thinks about money and their own benefits, ignoring public needs. No matter if it is fair or not, if you like it or not, the majority of people think this way. And this is our mental bias as well. And what about officials? It wouldn't be surprising for you if I say that most people hate civil servants with all their heart for everything. For the poverty, for the mess in the country, for the garbage in your court, even for personal fails sometimes. When we follow our familiar way of thinking, we never namely think. We just automatically follow our built stereotype, and we can realize all cruelty and horridness of our judgments only when we name them. And it is time to name them for ourselves. And it is time to discuss the second question of my speech today. What will help us to overcome all these difficulties in dialogue between scientists, entrepreneurs, and officials? My solutions consist of 3 steps, 3 simple actions: to understand the problem, to share, and to collaborate. What does it mean to understand the problem? Have you ever saw Russian scientists around? You will imagine, when you meet him or her next time, please look at this person more closely. You will see a man or a woman who must think about working program and working program of teaching course more than they think about their own children. Dozens of thousands of documents and reports consume all your time when you are lecturer and researcher in one. Thanks God I'm not a lecturer. The next step is to share. To share what you really do well for people, for country, for the world. No matter if you are scientist, entrepreneur, official, or somebody else, just share the results you achieved with the people, and it may be useful for somebody else. We've just arranged an every week meeting called Lectorium in our city, which aims to spread the most interesting research ideas and plans for the public. We also always invite people from business and government for our scientific conferences. And these simple actions already brought a very good result. This step leads us to another one. To collaborate means to do something good together. I've realized the power of collaboration when we worked at the strategy of city development 2030. Imagine business, government, and science were united by one simple idea: to make our living in the city better than it is now. And it's amazing how well we can communicate if we believe in common mission. The conclusion is very simple. There is just an example of millions possible solutions, which are definitely better and more creative than mine. No matter how you will break your mental prejudice against other social or professional groups of people, the more important thing is to make it as soon as possible. And this is the third question of my speech today. Why do we need this dialogue? Well, in my opinion, the only way for humankind in this planet is development or evolution. In order to move forward, we need to join the best of our knowledge in all spheres of life. The more we separate, the slower we move in this way. I strongly believe that all of us has something to bring to mutual development and improvement of ourselves. Just let it be natural and smooth and joyful, because the greatest miracle we all have in this planet is human communication. Thank you very much.